I don't want to fearmonger people or anything, but as much as it is important to, make beautiful and intentional symbols enter our lives, we need to be careful about the ones that we do not want, because symbols are sometimes used by brands or movies, and some other people also use symbols, but in ways that make us maybe consume more, or fall into certain habits and tendencies we do not want. So being really careful and selective also of what enters our home, what enters our awareness is really important. So thank you for pointing that out.
I am so glad you mentioned that, because actually it was one of my closing things. I was going to ask you, are there any symbols that we should have the heads up that are, oh boy, I mean, anything that just comes to mind quickly of symbols that might be dark energy?
To be honest, I don't think there's such a thing as, and this is my personal way of looking at it, as a dark symbol, but I do think there's dark uses of certain symbols. Like, as an example, just when we go to the grocery stores, they use certain colors and certain logos that would entice us to buy more. Like, they would put red and, maybe a touch of blue to make us feel all calm and, steady for the act of buying. I think just paying attention to what certain people, intentionally or not, are doing could be interesting. The cat wants to say a word.
Yes, it's okay. Cat is welcome here.
So, like I was saying, I believe that being aware of how certain symbols, even if they're, of course, the thing about good symbols is that too much of a good thing can be harmful. Like, too much, I don't know, too much wine can be harmful, too much water can be harmful. Anything in excess is harmful. So just be aware of brands or companies or people who may want to target you, because our subconscious is really something that is really coveted in the universe. Our subconscious is a farm, and some people, unfortunately, are farmed every day. It sounds weird to say it, but they are literally glued to their phone all day long. They have, pictures of things that are not really helpful or helping them reach their higher, potential every single day. So being aware and letting go of what's not working, and just not putting our blinders on, just take the blinders off and take a deep look at what you're looking at. For me, that would be the best way to go, instead of maybe going into fear, or like as an example, just the pentagram as an example. A lot of people fear the pentagram, and it's not a bad thing unless you use it in that way. So for me, everything from magic to spirituality, or just life, regular life, a knife can be used to cut an apple, and it can be used to kill your spouse. So make your choice and choose wisely what you do with the symbols that you have.
Such a great point, that everything has a dualistic nature. I mean, for one way or the other, good or bad. And to your point, that you might not know these symbols that you're looking at the grocery store or on your phone, but you better best believe that advertisers know. They know very well, millions of dollars spent on the psychology of symbols, and again, shape information, because shape determines function, and that determines behavior. So they know very well about color. Like you said, I mean, are you gonna buy, if you go in the natural section, most of the things that are labeled natural are either green or brown. That's not a coincidence, so how would you feel about, it's like,
and then when you look at the ingredients, there's a list, like
there should be the skull and crossbone symbol on that one. That's what should be. Yes. So they know very well the use of words and shapes and symbols and colors and all that, back to the mighty dollar. But we are now going to know better. We're going to educate ourselves and be selective consumers and filter your environment. I say this to people a lot. We're particular with our diets, and we try to really watch what we eat and move our bodies and all that stuff. But you need to be just as selective with your environment, the information in your brain, what you're looking at every day, what you're listening to, whether it be the news program box, as my guest Jim Gale refers to it, or the smell. I use aromatherapy all the time, with different oils. We know lavender to relax, or peppermint to wake up, or whatever. Just be selective with all these modes of information. It's all information, whether consciously or subconsciously, that we are processing 1 billion bits per second. And you know what? If you want to make your life the way that you want it, take control where you can, which is what information you're exposing yourself to on a regular basis. That's my take-home message.